Hi, this is Attorney Joe Mitchell, and we're back at the pardon process, the pardon application process, Section 3. Section 3 is the second most important section of the pardon application. Remember what the first one is? That's right, Section 5, the optional section where you give your personal statement. This one has to do with your convictions and what it is that you're asking for a pardon for. The wonderful thing about this whole pardon process is that you can ask for more than one pardon at a time. So you can get four convictions wiped off in a single pardon application. Okay? But we've got to talk about how we do that and how we get this whole thing done in a way that really works. So what I'd like to do is first of all show you the let me get here. I'm going to go small now. I want to show you first the pardon application. And this is Section 3 of the pardon application. And it is convictions for which clemency, which is for which a pardon is requested. And you notice here it says case 1 is the oldest case. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you list the oldest case first. Starts with two things that are very important, the date of incident and the offense. So let's look at those two things. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the court summary report. In another thing, I was in another video, I was describing how you get this report. So if you just look at that other video, it will give you the way to get this court summary. This is a summary of someone from Philadelphia of all of their arrests and convictions. Okay, so you can see that there was a drug conviction here. This is another drug conviction. This is manufacturing, delivering, or possessing with an intent to distribute. This is a controlled substance. Carrying firearms without a license, guilty plea. So these were all guilties. So what you want to do is you want to list these. So the first thing is you'll notice that you have the arrest date and you have the disposition date here, but you do not have the thing that you really want, which is the incident date. Okay, so we need the date of the incident. So what we're going to do in order to get the date of the incident is we have to look at the other page, which is the docket sheet. Okay, and again, the docket sheet is explained in another section. So what you want to do here is you want to, again, you see the initiation date. That is not the arrest date. Okay, we have the initiation date, the arrest date. Neither of those dates are the dates that you want. We're interested in, as we go down here, we're interested in the offense date. Okay, so the offense date is 4/1/2017, and that's what we want to put onto the application. The other thing is that we want to put in the offense. So when we look at this, we're going to put in the offense number. The offense, not the offense number, but what is the offense? So we scroll down, and these are the charges. Now we only want to put the charges where there's a guilty. Okay? The held for court is not, we don't want all of these charges written down here. The only ones are the ones that we're looking for a pardon for, and those are the guilty ones. So you would put possession of a firearm prohibited. Okay? Receiving stolen property. Firearm not to be carried without a license. Carrying a firearm in public. Now you don't have to write out all of the numbers here, the section numbers over on this side. Just write receiving stolen property. So I'll just do it right quick so you can see what it is. Okay, so we have here number 1, possession of firearm prohibited. We'll go over here and we can write right in here, possession, this is where we would write it, possession of firearm prohibited. And then the next one, of course, would be receiving stolen property, which we'd write on line 2, receiving stolen property. And then we go on and so on and so forth. And the other thing that we need is the OTN number. The OTN number is always at the beginning. So if you come up to the beginning here, we can get the OTN number here, and you just write the whole OTN number here. Okay, and then you put that OTN number over on this side. So the next thing, and you'll do this for each of the various cases. Okay, so case number 2, so that would be case number 1. Okay, and then case number 2 would be one of the, this would be a separate case, and this would be a separate case. So in this with this particular person, we have 1 case, 2 cases, 3 cases, 4 cases, 5 cases, 6 cases. Okay, the rest of them are just held for court. So we have 6 cases that this person has. So we would have 6 different ones. This is for case number 2, and we go in the order. The oldest is first, and then we go in the order, and that's case 2, and that's case 3. And then at the very end, we have additional cases. Okay, so this would be additional cases. So it would be case 4, case 5. We'd print this out. We go case 4, case 5, case 6. So we want to do one for each one. For each one of these guilties, we have to do a separate page. Okay? So there's one other thing I want to tell you about this, which is very important. And that is describe the incident and how you were involved. Okay? The whole point of this is to take full responsibility. Okay? I did it. I was wrong. You can say I'm sorry as well, but it's basically, this is what I did. It was wrong. I violated the law. Now, if you can't say that, then you got some problems as far as the pardon board, because they don't want to hear, well, I didn't do it and I just had a bad lawyer. They want to hear, I did this, I take full responsibility, and I would like a pardon. I would like you to pardon me. So hopefully you can say that. And what I suggest that you do is you write this out, and then you go to a buddy, a friend, somebody that you respect, and you tell them the story. And you see, do they accept that story? You're not trying to make excuses. This is the really most important thing that you need to know about this. You're not trying to make excuses. You're trying to explain the situation in a way where you take full responsibility. And sometimes it's very good to have someone to help you to do this, because it's not always easy to take full responsibility. So that is section 3. For each conviction, and only the convictions. You don't need to do all of the held for courts and all that, just the convictions. You list the date of the incident, the OTN number, the offense, and the offenses that you were convicted of. And then you describe the incidents, how you were involved, where you were, what happened. Now, if you were under the influence of some sort of drugs or alcohol at the time, and you might not remember everything, that's fine. What I suggest that you do is that when you go and get the court papers, that you read the court papers, and that there's not a real discrepancy between the police's account of the story and your account, that there's not really, it's like, it doesn't, they've got to jive, they've got to make some sense. So you got your work cut out for you. Section 3, it's a big one. Go for it. Get the information, write out your story, and make sure that it's complete. because we need to have everything complete when we submit this application. We don't want to miss anything. And so even so, the one last thing is you want to do this after you go and get your record, because with this record here, with the clean slate provisions that are now in effect, often if you have a conviction that is older and not as serious, it will not be on your record anymore, because it will be taken off by the clean slate provisions, which and you can't neglect it. Even though it's not on this record, you can't neglect to tell the board about it. You got to tell them about all of your convictions. So that's it for now. Thanks. If you have any questions, please make sure that you get them answered. Thanks again. Have a great day.